There are a couple of things you must understand in your dental practice if you want to build a profitable and fulfilling business come 2022. Hi, my name is Maritza Duran, and I am the founder of MDen Consulting Services. I have been working with dentists for the last 20 years, and personally, I have opened 15 dental startups before I launched my own business. And so, from personal experience and observation of some of my clients, and the offices that we've been helping over the course of the years, I am putting together a series of videos to walk you through step by step what needs to happen in your dental practice in 2022 so that you can turn it into a profitable and fulfilling business. Join me as I explore with you the 5 things you must do in your dental practice in 2022 in order to become more profitable. And so with that, make sure you subscribe to my channel. Make sure you like this video and you share it with someone so that we can bring awareness. I want to make sure every office wins in 2022. And in order for us to do that, we need to understand that insurances can become an ally and not an adversary, but we need to have a strategic plan in order for us to make it win. This is the biggest issue that I contemplate and I see over and over and over as I'm helping my clients start their practices, grow their practices, or buy into or acquire an existing location. Insurances. Insurance is the big elephant in the room, and everyone needs to work on understanding how they work in order to build a profitable business. Why? Dental insurances, like every other business, offer 2 things. Every other business out there does 2 things. They add value and they make a profit. That is the goal of a business, to add value to its consumers. How do insurances add value to us? Well, the cost of living or the cost of healthcare, it's constantly increasing. And so that's how they add value to us. Now, how do they add value to themselves? By making a profit, right? Similarly, in your dental practice, you are also trying to accomplish 2 things. You're trying to add value to the community, and sometimes that even implies accepting Delta Dental or even Medicaid. There's absolutely nothing wrong with you accepting insurances that add value to your consumers, to your patients. What becomes an issue for most of my clients and dentists out there is how they create balance and alignment between insurance participation and profitability in their practices. And in this video series, I'm going to walk you through exactly how to achieve the perfect balance between insurance participation and profitability in your dental practice in 2022. So stay tuned and be on the lookout for my first video that is being released tomorrow to start discussing exactly how you're going to accomplish this for 2022. Well, hello guys, thank you and welcome back. I'm so excited that you decided to join me and watch this video series as I put together and lay out to you the things you must understand in order for you to build a profitable dental practice next year. So let's jump in right into let's jump right into exactly what I want you to do. Here's the first thing, or just before I get started, I just want to break down for you the different scenarios and things that you're going to be looking at. You may be an existing practice. You may be thinking about opening your first dental practice, so you may be a startup. And number 3, you may be looking into buying into an existing location. And I want to make sure that I break it down to you by strategic plans for each of these scenarios. And I want to start off by talking to those doctors who have decided to participate with insurance companies, and they already are years into their business, and they're just finding themselves in this vicious cycle of working, and there's no profitability. And they're comparing themselves to other offices out there who are really claiming that they're very profitable and they're doing great and they're fee for service. They're not accepting insurances. How do they get there? Why can't you do the same? Or why should you feel embarrassed about accepting Delta Dental or Medicaid? It is part of your business model. If you've chosen to participate and open a practice where demographically this is an insurance that is relevant, right? There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. But what it is important is that you create a strategy around your plan so that it doesn't create chaos and stress and loss of income for you. Okay. And so in this video, my very first tip, or the very first thing that you must know, and I'm speaking to you, existing practice owner, and I'm using this particular case study because every dental practice that I work with that is an existing practice has a very similar payer mix. So we're doing this case study in this video, right? And these are the insurances to the left of this particular practice. So as you can see, Delta Dental, United Concordia, if anyone knows anything about these insurance companies, is that they offer low reimbursement and they are non-negotiable, right? So for the most part, every dental practice, and there is going to be a video coming up on exactly, if you're a dental startup, how to handle, how to create the ideal payer mix, and more to come on the other subject if you are an acquisition. But for today, again, we're going to focus exactly on you as an existing practice with a similar payer mix than this practice, right? What are your options? What are some of the things that you can do? Well, for starters, here is what we were able to do for this practice, because I have the systems in place for me to do an analysis of this practice and do a profitability leaks assessment for all of my clients. This is one of the things that I do all the time. And so what I want you to do for your practice or your to-do list, on your to-do list for this week, is to generate a report that shows you the top 5 carriers for your practice. Regardless of if you accept 20 or 30 insurances in your office, there's going to be a trend for how many insurances are actually relevant to your practice or most commonly utilized. And I want your homework for this week is to make sure you get that list down. So if you're using a third-party company that does your analyticals, then I want you to generate this insurance carrier by utilization report. If you don't have this, you can still generate this report by the insurance utilization report. But the goal is, by the time you watch this video, my next video from the series is I'm going to walk you through exactly what to do with that list. If I can give you a little secret behind this payer mix and this particular case study, one of these 5 insurances, we were able to negotiate a 30% increase, and we were able to accomplish it directly. In one of my other videos, I'm going to walk you through the options that you have and something else you must understand. If you are working with insurance companies in your practice, one of the things you must understand is your plans or your options for participation and negotiations as well. And so for now, I just want you to go into your report, and it's probably a slow week for you this week. Make sure that you're generating this insurance utilization report. For some of you that are currently my clients, for the end of the year, I want you guys to upload the information onto the software so that I can retrieve and get the report, and we can start scheduling those visits for us starting January, so that we can go over, analyze what happened last year, and then start creating a win-win plan for you for 2022. So with that, I will see you in the next video. Again, make sure you subscribe, you follow me, make sure you like this video, you share it with someone that needs it, because information that I'm going to be sharing with you over the course of this series of videos is information that is going to help you building more profitable dental practices in 2022. I have, again, personally, over the course of 20 years, grown, and launched more than 300 dental practices. Personally, over the course of 18 years before I launched my company, 15 dental startups. I don't know of any other consultant out there that has gotten the real world experience of personally having started, launched, and grown 15 practices before they started their own journey as an independent consultant or started their own company. And so experience cannot be improvised, and the information that I'm going to be sharing with you is extremely valuable. is true, and it has helped more than 300 clients that I've helped over the course of 3 years since I launched my own dental consulting company. And so I want you to benefit from all this wealth of knowledge that I've acquired over the course of 20 years. So stay tuned, stick around, and I will see you on my next video. Awesome. Well, welcome back. If you're enjoying the video series that I've been putting together, please make sure again to give it a thumbs up. Also, make sure to subscribe to my channel, share it with someone, and leave the comments and ask me any specific questions that you may have about your practice, your particular situation. My goal for 2022 is to add value, to stay consistent, and to stay relevant, and to give you guys a hand in helping you build a profitable and fulfilling dental practice. That is my promise to you, but I need your support as well. So make sure that you're sticking around and that you're making sure that you're spreading the word about me. Do not keep me a secret, okay? Okay, perfect. So on my last video, I asked you to generate this report, and we used one of my current clients as a case study. We decided to follow a specific practice that has a very common payer mix, right? Like the top 5 insurance companies. So you already have this report. We generated this report a week ago, or whenever you had a chance to do this. Now, what are some of the things that you're going to be looking at? Well, in today's video, we're going to focus on just that. What are some of the things that we're going to look next? Now we have our top 5 companies. What do we need to do next? Okay, perfect. So the next step that I want you to do, the next piece of information that you must understand is, how are you currently contracted with these insurance companies? Do you hold a direct contract with them, or do you participate with them through an alternative contracting option, what is commonly known as a TPA? So you need to understand your participation status. You need to participate, which are your top 5 insurance companies. And for today, my homework to you is understand how you are currently contracted with those plans. Now, a lot of my clients, and particularly this case study that I'm sharing with you guys, does not offer third-party contracting. So if we look at our insurance companies, and just for the record here, let's explore and talk a little bit about what the options are, right? So if we can focus and learn something from today's video, and one of the things that you must understand as a practice owner is your options for insurance participation in terms of your contracting options. There are 2 options for you, whether you're a startup or you're an existing practice, or you are doing an acquisition, buying into an existing practice, right? So if you're an existing practice and you are, this is your payer mix, well, you need to understand Delta Dental does not have any affiliations with any other company. So the only option is for you to participate with them directly. When I first started working in a dental office back in 1998, there weren't really that many relationships amongst insurance companies, right? And in 2004, when I launched my first dental startup, in order for us to participate with insurance companies, you had to go down the list: Aetna, MetLife, Cigna, and you just basically reached out to all of these insurance companies and created a direct contract with them, right? Now, granted, a lot of people are going to sell you on the idea and tell you, well, direct participation is something that doesn't really pay much or what have you. That may be true today, but if I can tell you a little secret about my client from the case study, we were able to negotiate a 30% increase directly with MetLife. Now, a lot of companies out there are just working around one business model, and that is third-party contracting. That while that's still relevant and you can benefit from that, there is a lot more benefit from you participating directly with an insurance company, given you get the right reimbursement from this company. And again, experience is not improvised, it is learned. And so how did we end up negotiating directly with MetLife? That is something for me to know and for you to find out. But for now, going back to the payer mix and the alternative options that you have, let's use MetLife, for example. MetLife has affiliate relationships with other companies. And so a lot of companies right now, in contrast from 20 years ago, is that in order for them to increase their margin, what they're doing is they are, instead of competing with one another, merging or creating affiliate partnerships. And that's what we commonly know as third-party contracts. Now, there is also confusion around the topic of what a third-party company is and by definition. So, not to get confused, a third-party TPA stands for third-party administrator, and that simply means that it's a company that does the administrative role of like eligibility claims, issuing claims on behalf of the insurance carrier. When an insurance company outsources to a third party the administration of that company and using their funds, so there's no liability to that third party company. But in the social media world, what I'm seeing a lot of is using the term TPA for the wrong definition, if you will. What they really are third party companies, contracting companies, or umbrella companies. So we have our Carrington, we have our Zealous, we have our DHA, we have Connection Dental, we have other companies really. And what they do is they have either sometimes their own network, or they simply work as a affiliate company, that umbrella company that has a relationship with multiple other companies under one fee schedule. All right. So that is third-party contracting. What most dentists are used to, the old timers, if you're doing an acquisition, it is likely that the dentist has gone through the list of like Aetna, Cigna, Delta Dental. And while some insurances like Delta Dental still does not have affiliate relationships with other companies, and so you must sign a contract with them directly, other companies such as Aetna, Cigna, and MetLife have affiliate relationships with other companies in, what we know of TPAs or third-party contracting or lease partnership affiliations with other insurances. And so you can benefit from having an alternative contract for your office if it makes sense, if it is feasible, if it makes financial sense for you and is part of your business model, then it makes sense for you to have the options. So if you can learn something from this video, what I want you to take away from this video is know your contracting options from insurance companies for your dental practice. If you are an existing practice and you have this payer mix and you already have patients coming in, you can basically go down the list and determine which of these companies have a relationship with one another that I can potentially benefit from an alternative contract. And again, for every move you make, there's got to be a strategy behind it. And that's what I'm here for, to give you the tools and strategies you need to build a profitable and fulfilling dental practice. So stay tuned, because in my next video, I'm going to walk you through what happens if you are not able to negotiate directly with this insurance company. If out of the top 5 insurances that are most relevant in your practice, you are not able to have an alternative contract and the reimbursement is just so low, and maybe 50% of your office population is Medicaid. And again, I'm going to be very clear and transparent about this one thing. There's absolutely nothing wrong with participating with Delta Dental or with Medicaid. There's no need for you to compare yourself to all these other doctors with the beautiful chandeliers that have the wives or the husbands that have lots of, resources, and they're able to accommodate for a fee-for-service practice. If what is true to you is that in order for you to add value to the community, participating with plans such as Delta Dental and Medicaid is part of your business model, let's just create a plan around it and embrace it and make it work for us. You can still be profitable and fulfilled when you're adding value to the community as part of your business model. Just have a plan, and that's what I'm here for. So make sure you stick around for my next video. If you're an existing practice and you are your top 5 insurances are insurances that either don't have part of an umbrella company or a third-party affiliation, and or you participate with Medicaid, you do not want to miss my next video. Until next time. All right. So we're back and we're going to talk about the steps that we follow so far. So first thing we did is we generated our report. We figured out which are our top 5 companies. The next step we followed was understanding the contracting style that we have, like our participation status with the insurance companies, whether we are signed up with them directly or if they have an affiliate partnership with another company, right? Those insurance companies. Now, let's talk about this scenario of the mix. The next number that I want you to understand, or the next thing I want you to become familiar with, or that you must understand for your practice, is the percentage of patients between these insurances and how they impact your scheduling. So this is a very big pitfall for a lot of my Medicaid providers that we have to constantly be working on, is how to create a good balance on that payer mix. If you're already positioned because of the insurances that are coming into your practice, how can you increase your profitability? Well, this is going to be a very short video because your homework is to determine what percentage of your practice has the lowest reimbursement or positioning within that payer mix that you've had for your practice, right? So if Delta Dental, United Concordia, MetLife, and Blue Cross Blue Shield are your top carriers, right? Which one of them pays you the most, and how can you increase those patients? So your goal after today's video is to go there, analyze the data, and figure out what percentage of your patients are coming in with the different insurance companies, and determine how you're going to be able to increase or flip the mix. So if you're seeing a big bar of your Delta Dental and a little bit of your MetLife, and your MetLife reimbursement is higher, then your goal is to put a cap to Delta Dental, increase MetLife. That is a strategy that we're following with our clients. And I want to make sure you can also benefit from that. If you're a Medicaid practice, one of the very first things that I do for my clients is determine what percentage of their population is the Medicaid. And I see this a lot with my pediatric doctors. They, most parents and most pediatric dentists do participate with the Medicaid programs, and there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. Let's just make it work and fun and work for us. So what do? We just basically need to lower the dependency of our lowest reimbursed plan and increase the influx of patients that are coming in with the better paying plans. That's simple. So your homework is, you have your payer mix, you understand what those are, and now you're going to be determining which of those insurances, how you're contracted with those insurances. If you don't have much room for you to be able to negotiate or figure out an alternative contract option, then you're going to need to put a cap on, worst case scenario, on the lowest paying one, and increase the influx of patients that are coming in with the slightly higher paying plans. Again, there's still a lot of possibilities, and this is a very general video that a lot of people from different places are going to be watching. I don't want you to think, oh, because she negotiated a 30% increase with this insurance company is going to be relevant to me. I had someone once ask me, what is your experience negotiating with insurance companies? And I said, well, it depends on where and what we're talking about, because recently this year, I was able to sit down with 2 insurance carriers and develop custom fee schedules for our clients. So that's what I know to be true to myself as an insurance negotiator. Getting you an alternative third-party contract, to me, is just strategic contracting. And I do this, every other company does it and calls themselves negotiators. But when I'm able to reach out to the director of an insurance company because you have something special that you offer your clients and you add a certain value to your community, and I'm able to get them on a Zoom meeting now, that to me, it's a true insurance negotiation. And that's what I specialized on. That's what I did over the course of 18 years before I launched my company. That's what I have been blessed to, even throughout these difficult times, be able to still achieve for some of my clients. So I'm very proud of that. Again, experience is not improvised. Make sure you stick around, you watch my videos so that you can continue to learn and grow with me as you go through your journey. So this covers up our series for an existing practice, the top 3 things you need to know, or that you must understand, the top things you must understand in your dental practice to build a profitable 2022. In my next video, I'm going to talk a little bit more to those dental startups, doctors who are thinking about getting started for the first time. If you have any friends that are thinking about doing their first dental practice and are going to need to participate with insurance companies, you may want to encourage them to subscribe to my channel. Make sure they follow me, they find me on social media. If any one of you has any questions, please feel free to put them in the comments. Send me a PM and I'll try to myself answer, have my assistant get back to you so that we can start the conversation and make sure you have the proper hand holding and experience help that you need in order to build a profitable and fulfilled dental practice. Until next time.